Kiev Olympic Stadium, the venue for the final of Euro 2012. In the lead-up to the prestigious tournament, it has been completely rebuilt. The stadium is a focal point for the main events in the history of Ukraine. Euronews is going to reflect on those moments with the help of the prominent Ukrainian sports commentator Valentin Cherbyshov and retired football star Volodymyr Munchan.
This area where the stadium is now was where the second All-Russian exhibition was held. It's here too that the first Olympic Games of Russia took place. Those games attracted over 600 athletes from all over Russia. Football was also part of the event. Then in 1913 an idea began to take shape to build a stadium on this spot. It was a huge area with several pavilions, a sports field and a wooden stand for VIP guests to watch. The other spectators stood and watched from the slopes. This is the first place where football was played in Ukraine and where the first arena was located.
After the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, the new regime gave the green light for a stadium to be constructed on the site. Red Army Chief Lev Trotsky got involved in its construction by ordering his soldiers to build the stadium.
Then, under Soviet rule, the area was expanded and what was called Red Stadium was opened. Following the next renovation, the stadium got a new name, Central Stadium, and increased its capacity to 50,000 spectators. The inauguration took place on June the 22nd, 1941. Then the war started.
Axis troops invaded Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union, in 1941. During the occupation, the stadium hosted some minor matches between local teams and those of the German troops.
Historically, this was a very important stadium. In my opinion, it shouldn't have been changed. The new stadium had to be built in a different place.
Perhaps the proudest memory in the history of the Olympic Stadium was in 1975 and the final of the European Super Cup. Volodymyr was in Dynamo Kiev's midfield when they beat Bayern Munich.
The first leg was played, if I'm not mistaken, in autumn, which we won 1-0. We then beat them 2-0 here in the second leg. We outplayed Bayern in the Olympic Stadium to win the cup.
5 years later, the stadium was the venue for a number of football matches in the 1980 Olympic Games, which were held in Russia. Sergei Demidov was the stadium's director.
The Olympics of 1980 opened the window to the West. It was a very important event for Ukraine and for the former Soviet Union because at that time a lot of tourists and sports fans from different countries came here. For the first time it was a chance for Ukrainians to mix and listen to the visitors, people from the outside world, and that has in part led to where we are today and how we live. So the Games, in a way, had this political significance for the benefit of Ukraine, which is now independent.
In the years after the 1980 Olympics, many important and historical events have been staged in the stadium. The renovated stadium was inaugurated last autumn in a glittering show which reflected the history and the pride of Ukraine. It was after this test match between Ukraine and Germany that the Olympic Stadium was inaugurated. It's now set to host the final of the 2012 European Championship.